Hi there, welcome. I know this is 6 minutes past six, but hey, we're here now and we're in for an amazing time. First and foremost, I know you're surprised. You know the reason why I picked this chair in particular, amongst many other things, is because some people came to this house and they were like, the popular orange chair. So I decided to just flip everything. What do you mean the popular orange chair? That was getting too stereotypical. So now it's green. Anyway. I really like that. Makes me want to grin. Yeah. Anyways, welcome to this YouTube channel. So on this channel, you have a little bit of everything: gospel music, good preaching, and then transformational teachings. In particular, just a wide range and spectrum of topics that can help you become a better person. You know, talking about the Bible, dealing with people, just anything that can make you a better person essentially. And today we're talking along the lines of relationship. Before I go on, I want to encourage you, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, do so, support. I know that more people follow this channel than the subscribers I have. What are you waiting for, Nicodemus? Click. Guess what? No one is going to know. I'm not going to know. It's not like Instagram. Listen, go ahead, Nicodemus. Nobody's going to know. Click the subscribe button. Go a step farther, click the bell button, with the parentheses. I've had people cry in my DM, oh my God, you went live and I didn't know. Well, you can avoid that. When you click the bell button, you'll be notified every time I'm live, even if you didn't see, on my Instagram that I was going live. So welcome. The first thing I want to do is this. I said last time that those who comment and just talk about their life journey and how receiving mentorship from me would change their lives and help them get to the next level. Remember that? So a good number of you commented. In all fairness, because of the number of comments, that I saw there, the plethora of comments I saw there, I think we're going to do more than just one person. But for now, I'm going to pick one person. So drum rolls. And hey, maybe if the person is not live, then it's cancelled. Is that fair? So, the person that I'm picking for this special mentorship program will be Ben Michael. I hope I got his name right. Ben Michael. Ben, are you here? I hope you're here. I hope you're here. I hope you're here. You have 10 seconds. If you're not here, Ben says he has been following me for 3 years, and then he wants to be mentored. Media team, just look at the comments and let me know if he's here. If he's not here, then we move on. Ben, are you here? Ben, are you here? Ben, are you here? Oh my God. All right. Unfortunately, we have to pick someone else. All right. So we move on. So now we're talking about something very important. You see, it doesn't matter how spiritual you are. You must master, emotions, your emotions. You see, the Bible says, present your body to God and renew your mind. So even if your spirit has been transformed and born again, you need to learn to renew your mind and to present your bodies to God, a living sacrifice, And it is only in that way that you will experience all-round growth. So guess what? Spiritual people also do collect breakfast. And just in case, you don't live in this part of the world, when we say breakfast, we're talking about, it's just a metaphor for heartbreak, like broken relationship, broken trust, or such a thing. When someone you thought you would spend the rest of your life with, romantically, maybe in marriage, of course in marriage, says he or she is not going on with it anymore, then we call that breakfast. So, yeah, how do you like your breakfast? Continental or African? On my Instagram, I asked people to share common like breakfast excuses. I said, what are the worst breakup excuses you have heard? And I got 377 comments in just about 3 hours. So Dawn Emmanuel said, I don't think she wasn't talking about herself, but I mean, if she was, she wouldn't say so. But anyways, you're too good for me. I think this one is very common. You're too good for me. Someone else said, hey, I'm looking for an interesting one. Someone says, my dad doesn't want a Yoruba girl. Oh, seriously? Well, this tribal issue, I think I'm going to have another YouTube live specifically for this, because this tribal issue is such a big deal. My dad doesn't want a Yoruba girl. Then someone else said, I'm a very confused person. I think you're too good for me. You're too good for me again. Just throw it to me. Thank you. Then someone says, I told you I haven't heard from God. You said you have heard from God. Now I've heard from God, and it's not you. Listen, if you ever use God to lie to any guy or any girl, you're going to answer to him, okay? You're going to answer to him. Don't do that, okay? If you want out, just want out with your full chest, and let's make the world a better place, okay? God said we should break up. Easy exit. Now this one cracked me up. Someone says, I know you will soon break up with me, so before you do, I'm breaking up with you. Oh my God, that's gangster. Yeah, this one sounds very typical. I want to focus on myself and take my spiritual life more seriously. Sounds like something I would say. No, not me. I'm nobody's ex. Is that true? Never mind. Anyway, my pastor said that the person I'm currently dating is not my husband. This one says, my mom had a strange feeling when she met you. Is this one illegitimate? I don't know. Anyway, it might be an excuse. May not be. I'm no more in love with you. I'm now in love with your friend. I hope this is a joke. You want Thunder to fire you. Now, this one cracked me up. I need to heal from my last relationship. Now, for context, she had been dating the guy close to 2 years. And then he suddenly realized, that last relationship, I've not really healed from it. Now, let me just say this to you. And listen, just in case you don't already know, what we are talking about is X factor, how to move on from past hurts. And the main reason I read all this to you is just to prove something to you. All these comments and excuses have one thing in common. They are flimsy. They're very flimsy. And this is a good place to begin for you to realize that nobody needs a good excuse to break up with you. They don't need a good excuse to break up with you. It doesn't have to be a good excuse. They can just break up with you because they just want to. They just want to. So many times people literally just formulate an excuse. Just something, that will help everybody move on. It's not you, it's me, that kind of stuff. And I think this is a very good place to begin. So when we're talking about the X factor, how to move on from past hurts, I think owning this, not running away from the fact that people actually have free choice. I think that's a good place to start. And as heartbreaking as it may be, if someone doesn't want to move on with you anymore, they don't want to listen. I can't stress this enough. It's really sad, but it's true. And that might help you, if you learn this early enough, it will help you when you're entering into the relationship. See, when people say, I will cross the ocean for you, I will catch a grenade for you, I will cross 7 mountains, fly over 7 oceans, they probably want to give them the benefit of the doubt. At the time they said it, they really meant it. At the time, they want to. But guess what? Humans are humans. All right? Have I made promises and just realized it wasn't feasible anymore? Yes, I have. I'm sure you have too. No matter how little and in what context. All right. So humans are humans. So you have to understand that many times people really want to be there and they just can't be there. And that will help you position yourselves well. You see, when we talk about dating, it's actually a probation period. It's a probation period. It may or may not happen. If you like, where I should be. If you like, I keep talking about Ashwebi, like matching clothes all over the place. If you like, do his view, my view, Jehovah overview, what? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. See, life just happens, stuff just happens, and you will make things less complicated, when you can be serious without being flashy. I'm telling you the honest truth. Just focus. When you're dating, don't focus too much on the butterflies. It's your breath for me. Have you noticed? Anytime we're talking, there's just this breeze that is always blowing, and my hair is always. I always have to stop that. Ask brilliant questions. Discern. The expectations of the person you're with, so that you can have realistic expectations and at least know what to work on. This will help you, because when it all comes down to it, people have the power of choice. Even God cannot force himself on people. He loves all men. The Bible says, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16. You have not died for that spouse. Jesus died for that spouse. And guess what? Even if Jesus paid the ultimate price, people still have the power to say no. It is not God's will that anyone should perish, but that all come to the knowledge of the truth. Well, have all come to the knowledge of the truth? No, they haven't. That's how powerful the choice that people have is. So, people will go to hell. I don't mean that in an abusive slang way. I mean that in an actual theological, spiritual sense. People are going to hell. And then they have a father who loves them, who sent his son to die for them, and they're going to reject that. Is it now your love? Why? Okay, why not you? So even God has chopped breakfast. So is it because you bought shawarma? What exactly is the problem? What exactly is going on here? So I think it's a good place to start for you to just understand that, see, nobody above breakfast. Nobody above what? You know what? Type that. Let me be sure you are following. Say nobody above. Listen, I speak good English. I'm just saying this because there was a video meme that trended. So nobody above. I want to see you type it. Nobody above. I'm going to wait until you type it. Nobody above what? Thank you very much, Gloria Amosun. Thank you, Bukola Yunisek. So you guys are getting the picture here. All right. And now that leads me to the second point. Let me say this. If you see yourself as someone who is valuable, you won't really consider that much of a problem. So, have you ever tried to sell an idea to someone and the idea is going to change the person's life and the person doesn't want to budge? Maybe you're even preaching to someone. Jesus changed your life. Jesus will change your person's life, and the person is uninterested. You're just going to feel sorry for the person, keep praying for the person, and move on. That's the reality of the situation. When you believe without an iota of doubt of how special you are, it's not going to be a problem if someone, says, I'm not doing this anymore. Listen, I'm not asking you to be indifferent. I'm asking you to understand two things: the power of choice that people have, and understand the value that you have. So your compensation for the power of choice that people have is that you're also a person of value. So if someone says no to you, thank God, several other people will be willing to say yes to you. You must believe that. Let me tell you this. When you believe this, you know, your stock value will go high. I mean, it starts up here. You must believe that you're a valuable person. If you see yourself as someone going somewhere great, you are less likely to have a tough heartbreak experience. You must believe that you're special. You must believe that you're going somewhere important. Let me tell you this, and we don't like to talk about it, but it's true. You see, many times heartbreak reveals insecurities. It reveals insecurities. By the way you are whining about it, crying about it, rolling on the floor about it, you reveal very likely why the person wants out in the first place. You are too clingy, too insecure. You are insecure, therefore you are clingy. You have the person has taken the place of God in your life, and that happens so many times in our culture. Breakups expose idolatry. In our songs, even in the songs, I cannot do without you. The same thing you say to God, you say to woman, you say to man. You say, I cannot do without you, and then oxygen is somewhere looking at you like this. God is somewhere looking at you like this. Food is somewhere looking at you like, are we a joke to you? Does he see us? So listen, sometimes we have an unhealthy attachment to people. People take the place that only God should take. And sometimes that's why they get overwhelmed and run away. But I'm not even trying to make excuses for why people move on. Sometimes people are just people. They don't have a good reason. We've established that already. But I'm just saying this. You see, when you believe genuinely that you are someone who is special, someone going somewhere, that's going to put you in a much, much better place. All right? So this must be a conviction that you must have. And if you really want the relationship to go on, it must just be because you just believe that it was meant to be. And even when you believe it was meant to be, maybe you're a Christian and you have like an inner conviction that this is the will of God. Even God understands that people have free will. So even that is not an excuse for you to just latch on to someone who doesn't want to be with you. Please, you must believe in yourself enough to understand that it's not the end of the world when someone says no. Listen, you believe in the Rehoboth God who can create more opportunities for you. When one door is shut, he opens another one. Believe that. And so if you dig a well and then that well is seized, just dig another one. All right. So sometimes there are hidden insecurities in our minds. Oh, at this age, how can I start all over again looking for someone? What if I don't find someone as good, someone as nice, someone as handsome? Trust God, sis. Trust God, brother. Trust God. The concept of Rehoboth is this. Whatever blessing I experienced in my past, I can experience in my future because I serve the same God. It's very important. So God who gave Abraham Isaac can give me other children. So even if I have to sacrifice Isaac, I would do it gladly, knowing that the same God is faithful, to raise Isaac back up. So this is a very important conviction that you must have, not just in relationship, but in every other aspect of your life. This is going to really help you. You see, and this is why you must have like a sense of purpose. If that guy, that girl is your only essence, that's why you're going to die. God, you won't die in Jesus' name. You've heard people say time and again that, when God said it's not good for man to be alone, man was already walking. I think it can be one of the most parasitic things that can happen to a human being. Not to have any other thing going on in your life but your relationship. You will be a parasite. You will be a problem, And that's what makes heartbreak, as I'm going to talk about, even more devastating, because you are alone, you are idle. So now it's very obvious that there is a vacuum in your life, and all you're doing is thinking about the person. That's why you're losing your mind so much. Listen, like I said, heartbreaks many times reveal idolatry. You must be passionate about your purpose, have a divine assignment, a compelling dream, something else you are pursuing besides the love of a man or of a woman, something compelling. And then when you are given to that, then you are in a better position to have a healthy relationship. This is so important. So what do you do when dealing with a breakup? What do you do? If someone comes to you, someone you've been dating for a long time comes to you, in fact, someone says that the person she was dating broke up with her 11 p.m. February 13th, just 1 hour before Valentine's. Listen, if I didn't know her, I wouldn't believe this. Broke up with her 1 hour before Valentine's. What was his reason? He doesn't believe in Valentine's, and she spoke about it. So it just irked him. Wow. Like, guys are following our hand, in this generation. But anyways, well, then it happened. So when someone comes to you and says, hey, I'm not interested anymore, what do you do? What do you do? Well, I'm not going to ask you to be indifferent per se, but you want to say, okay, why? What are your reasons? And I don't stress the why too much. Because if someone breaks up with you or comes to you, has enough nerve, confidence to say, I want out, it means the person has thought about it long before, has come up with an emotional conclusion that this is not going anywhere, had already been detaching emotionally long before his words ever revealed that. So the person has already convinced his or herself. Good luck trying to convince the person otherwise. So here is what I think. And I'm not saying that every time someone says, I want out, there is no hope. I am just saying, and listen to me attentively. The reason why topics like this must be taught is because everything everything that your instincts will tell you to do will be counterproductive. This is psychologically proven. When someone says, I want out of this relationship, if you beg, you reduce your chances of, saving that relationship. If you cry, you reduce your chances of saving that relationship. Everything that your instincts will push you to do will be counterproductive. And that's why you need to listen to this. So, what do you do? Just say, all right, I respect your choice. Well, you know what my position is. I believe that we actually had something going. But, well, it takes two to go on such a journey. I can't force you. I really want us to make this work, but if you say so. And then keep it brief. Keep it brief. Do you understand? Keep it brief. In fact, someone said something very brilliant. He said, if you're in a car with a person at the time, just ask to come down. Book an Uber or something. And you're not doing that, I'm sorry to say, don't nag about it. Don't say, after all these years, no, drop me now. Let me tell you something. You see, it's hard to teach these things, balancing, psychology and being a Christian. Do you understand what I'm saying? But hey, try not to act as if the world is about to end. It's counterproductive. So you just say, all right, you know what? So we'll see some other time. Just give me time, to be alone, and all of this. So move on from there. I think it was Pastor Kingsley who said this. When you are now alone, you can cry. You can call your friends. Cry. If I say remove your wig if you want, or if you're a guy, fall on the floor, whatever you want to do, call your friends, cry. But don't cry in the presence of your ex. Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen, let me just say this. I know 90% of you will still not hear what, but it's still my duty, as your teacher, to teach you anyway, because I know it's really hard, and we are just wired, to go with our emotions in cases like this. But I want to tell you, heads up, it is counterintuitive. I mean, what you need to do is counterintuitive, and it is counterproductive, for you to just think you can cry your way through it, and guilt treat the person. Here are some things you shouldn't do. Don't call every 5 minutes to say, are you really sure about this? What about the time you said this? What about the time you said this? It's going to get worse. Don't send a text every 12 hours. I still cannot believe that after all the time we spent, can you remember when you sang this song for me? Can you remember? It's not going to work. So here is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying this is the best proven way to go about stuff like this. And all of this, listen, I'm speaking as a man. This is not an authority in the word, all right? This is just human relationship and interaction. The priority of the Bible is to give you wisdom by which you'll be saved. All right, so the Bible might not necessarily spell out all these things for you. So I'm spelling it out just based on behavioral science and common sense. Number one, have a no contact period. Have a no contact period. Experts suggest 30 days. Do you know what no contact means? It means no call, no text, don't send DMs, no, nothing, no contact. Listen, are you listening to me? No, I know it's hard. Whatever you need to do. If you need to mute the person's notifications, restrict the person on Instagram, I would suggest don't block. Let me tell you this. It is counterproductive to show too much care or too much anger. Just be in the middle. Just act indifferent. If you block the person, you're showing too much attention. Now, some people cannot really take this. When you're dealing with a heartbreak, you want to block, for a while. That's okay. But it's even better. All right. This is an extreme statement, but the Bible says he prepares a table before me in the presence. It's a very crucial aspect of what I'm saying. That your ex, is happy for you, that you are moving forward in life. Because one of the most important things that can happen to you when people give up on you is for them to see that you are still moving on. All right. Not everybody can handle this, but it's important. If you are obsessing over the person, scrolling over the person's page, maybe you should go ahead and block the person. But if you can handle it, don't do it. Just find other ways. Restrict the persons. Remove everything that visibly reminds you of the person. Pictures, gifts, remove it. All right? Remove it. So that's for 30 days. If you have to delete the person's number, you can write the number. Someone said, write the number, give it to a friend. But delete the person's number. All right? So that you won't be tempted. Because even if you say, 30-day principle, I won't contact the person. One day, you might be seeing a movie that had a love scene that will just remind you of something. You just call the person and say, hello, Bola, are you really sure? I just wanted to ask you. It ain't gonna work. Do you understand? So and then the whole will just get deeper because the person will say, I'm very sure. This is never going to work. So whatever you need to do. Now listen to this. The next thing you need to do, and this is where purpose will come in. If there is very little left of your life because someone chose not to date you anymore, then the relationship was unhealthy to begin with. From that moment on, be positive, be fun, and show it. Don't reduce your dressing. Nobody died, for God's sake. Stop wearing sack. Don't wear sack clothes. In fact, listen, not for anybody, not to pepper anybody, but just for yourself. You need to pamper yourself, to reassure yourself that you're a huge deal and you're going somewhere. Hello, you're a speck. You're a speck, bro. You're a speck, sis. Go for shopping. If you don't post too much, but make sure you post. Do you understand? And just post, especially spend time with people who love you, believe in you. If you have healthy friendships with people of the opposite sex, spend time also. Just go to the movies, do fun things. All right. Again, I'm speaking as a what? As a man. But it really helps. And then if you're doing opposite sex, maybe not many people, just one. Or if you're doing with many people, you have many friends, post with one person. Just with, I can't begin to tell you why this is important. But just be posting with one person consistently till further notice. All right. And make sure you're not leading anyone on. It's just a friend. All right. Very important. Let me tell you this. There is nobody, almost nobody, who will break up with you without thinking in the inner recesses of his or her mind whether he made the right choice or not. And one of the things that can convince the person that he or she made the wrong choice is this: nobody wants to be with someone that no one else wants to be with. So when there are people who believe in you, who think you are a big deal, someone is telling you, I don't like you, I don't, and then they're just people who make you feel confident, happy. Spend time with those people. All right. I want to say this: if there were any things that your ex was complaining about, and things that you actually need to work on them, and you're not doing this so that one day the ex will pity you. Listen, you know what I think? I think you should have so much esteem that even if the ex says, hey, I want to come back, you should think about it. You say, after all what I've been through, you have options too. You must believe that you have options too. Think about it. It's not automatic. You're not there miserable, waiting for the person to just come and save you from your misery. No, you have options too. All right? But if there are things that you legitimately know that you should work on, start working on those things. Start working on those things. And then show progress in those areas. Not in a come and save me kind of way, but just for your own good, to feel happy and confident about yourself. This is also very important. Even if you should try to avoid contact as much as possible, it is possible that you still see the ex. And it is important that you accept that this can happen, because if it is a total absolute surprise to you, you might have an emotional breakdown. You're going to ruin everything. So what do? Be confident, positive, and just fun. Just say, yeah. In fact, especially if there are other people here, just drop light jokes. Be happy. It's important that you're happy, confident. Say, oh, how's your brother? How is this project he was working on? And then, for God's sake, keep it brief. Keep it brief. In fact, I want to advise, you must be the one to end the conversation. So, hey, take care of yourself. We'll probably see you some other time. I wish you the best, And then find the nearest exit. Listen, it shouldn't show that you're running away from the person. Do you understand? Just make it as natural as possible and excuse yourself from that place. All right. You can now express your emotions when you go, but don't be fidgety around the person or any such thing. Don't make it awkward. All right. So that's important. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just want to say for the last time, all that I said is very important because the typical breakup emotions are counterproductive. You know what? Let's do this. If you understand what I'm saying, if it has really been counterproductive, counterproductive for you in the past, just corroborate that fact. Let me know about it. Let me know about it. Let me know about it. If you get what I'm saying, if you experienced it before, you begged, you whined, you cried, you said everything. You said, remember when God said, you know, and it didn't work. Let us know. Let us know. All right. So Dakore says, yes, sir. Counter, like serious counter. All right. Goodness Patrick says, Pastor, I have, So a lot of people know what I'm saying here. So begging is useless for real. Elsa says it's really useless. So don't try it, and don't think your case will be an exception. 99% of the time, it's really going to be counterproductive. So, hey, be excited, be on to new things, and then pursue God's plan for your life. Some things that will help you, in that phase is to spend time with people who care about you. Make sure you are not idle. Make sure you're not idle. If you're idle, it's going to be a tough time for you. You can move in with a friend for that period. Do exciting things. Start pursuing your dreams even more than ever before. Pursue God's vision for your life, and all of this will help you. I know this was short, but let me know if this helped you, if you've been blessed by this. All right. Now, when we're done with this live, I want you to comment on some of the important personal lessons you've learned, from past relationship hurt and mistakes. Someone out there might learn from it. So I want you to comment, not just on the live chat. Actually, not on the live chat, but on the actual comments. All right. One more time, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I want to encourage you to please do so. This will go a long way to encourage us, to continue to do this. We'll put in a lot of effort into this, and your encouragement to go a long way. So please subscribe, and then like this video if you haven't. The way the algorithm works, when you like the video, more people get to see it. All right, so please like the video. God bless you. This was fun. Let me just give a few shout outs and then I'll be out of here. So Sophia Alfred, God bless you. Tari Daniel Nelson, Hazel King, Buluti Fair, Ajayi, Massey Rands, Taiwo Jackson, Daniel Agbola, Victoria Tolani, Mudupe Jacobs, Hawa Naomi, Nisi Opusonji. Well, God bless you all right? Have a great time. Till next time. See you next week.